Hello everyone, this is Dr. Swati Mishra from International School of Business Management at Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. We have already discussed in the previous session of advertising management as to what the target audiences are and how media is supposed to be planned according to the product that is being manufactured, according to the message that is being sent to the targeted audience, and who your target audience is. So once we are aware of who our target audience is, on the basis of that, we decide the kind of media vehicle we are supposed to use, or maybe the media mix that we are planning to use for our advertising purposes. So, in today's session, we will be discussing further as to how advertising planning is done, keeping the target audiences in mind, and how the best possible means of advertising to your particular targeted audience are designed, or how your entire advertising strategies are planned, keeping in mind your target audiences. Right. So let us move ahead and start discussing them before we start with the main, you know, advertising planning part according to the target audience. I would just like to, give you a brief introduction of the process that is involved in, designing a communication campaign. So, whenever we are trying to design a communication campaign, which means any kind of ad campaign in which a company or a brand will be communicating its message to the target audience, the first and the foremost task is to do a situational analysis. By situational analysis, what is meant is that an organization needs to, analyze the entire situation in which, or the setting in which that particular ad campaign is going to be run. Why is it necessary? Because you have to understand the kind of market scenario that is existing today, the competitors who are there in front of you right now, what kind of strategies your competitors are actually implementing while advertising their products or promoting their products. Similarly, what is the current scenario of the, economic conditions of a particular country where you are trying to advertise your product, or maybe a state or the geographical zone. So, how the, current status of the target audience is, whether they are actually, in a situation in which they would be accepting your message, or maybe their situations do not support the acceptance of message. So there could be multiple other reasons also of similar kind which would be considered while you are doing a situational analysis. Now, once the situational analysis is done and you exactly know as to what kind of environmental conditions, or you know the are prevailing, and in what kind of conditions I'm going to actually run my marketing campaign. So once that is done, you actually know that what are the various elements which will be affecting your marketing, your advertising planning, or your advertising campaign that you are going to run. So once that situational analysis is done and you know all the different elements and you put them together and you have created a situational analysis report, and you know exactly the statistics of the situations, you can now move ahead towards the second step of designing the communication plan or campaign, which is identifying the public or the target audiences towards whom your advertisements are directed. How do you identify that? Your, you know, identification would be dependent on the, kind of media that you are going to use, the kind of, you know product that you are promoting or the kind of message that you are delivering, right? And which segment of the targeted audience would actually be more acceptable for my advertising campaign, the one which has the kind of intellect that I require, one which has the kind of purchasing power that I require, or maybe the awareness factor amongst the public. So you have already divided them into the strata, and now you're trying to identify that which strata is my target audience. Obviously, your target audience will belong to that particular segment, which is for one's consistency in all the characteristics, and of course, not only consistent, but having the you know uh, consistency in different types of characteristics, behaviors, consumer awareness, everything, so that you can actually design a particular ad campaign or a communication campaign, you know, suiting that particular targeted audience. Now, once you have identified your target audience, the next step in communication campaign is to set the objectives of the campaign. Now, there could be, multiple objectives of running an ad campaign, right from awareness generation about the product or the idea or the service that you are rendering, that you are offering. And, you know, that could move from, awareness generation to sales growth, revenue growth, just replying to a competitor's actions, reacting to a competitor's strategies. Sometimes you could adopt a aggressive marketing strategy, and under that you are trying to do an aggressive advertising to your target audience, you know. So there could be different strategies. Sometimes it might happen that your product has already reached its maturity stage, and now you're diversifying in your products, or maybe you are changing your product attributes. So according to that also, you develop yours or set your advertising objectives. Now, it could also happen that your product has moved into a decline stage, and your communication campaign is designed to actually revive it from the decline stage and bring it back to its maturity stage into the normal sales growth, to have a normal sales growth. So there could be multiple objectives. Now the idea is to first set the objective, because until you are having an objective in any kind of advertising campaign or project that you are running, unless you have your set objectives, you cannot actually design a good communication campaign. After that, once your objectives are set, you have to make the strategic decisions, which means that what kind of tactics or action plan you are going to have to actually promote your product or to actually run that campaign, and how you are going to communicate to your targeted audience so that your objectives are also fulfilled and your targeted audience turn in favor of the brand. So all those strategic decision making would be done in step number 4. The next step is operational decision making. Now, once you've designed the strategies, now comes the part where you are actually deciding upon what kind of actions, procedures, or processes are going to run, and how that strategy is going to be implemented in practical. You also have to set the budget, which is the next step. Once you have decided, okay, these are going to be the operations, we are going to hire a brand endorser, we're going to take that brand endorser and the rest of the shooting, we are going to make the shoot in a foreign location, or maybe wherever, you know, everything has to be decided and everything has a budget. So, the costs are sought after, thought after, and the budgets are created. Now, once these budgets are created, your actual implementation part comes, wherein the communication campaign is, you know, run. First shot and then run, recorded and then run, or created and then run. And it is broadcasted on the audiences, the target audiences. Now, just broadcasting is not enough whenever you are advertising, because you have invested so much of allocated budgets in your communication campaign. Now you need to find out that whatever money was spent, whether it was successfully spent or everything went into vain. And for that matter, you have to do a campaign evaluation, which means that you have to, right at the time of setting of objectives, you also set the measurement scales. And once the implementation is done, you have to record the results, you have to analyze them on the measurement scale, and then you have to declare whether the project was successful or not, or whether the communication campaign was successful or not. And that is what is campaign evaluation. So with this, we are done with the steps in designing the communication message. Now we will, move ahead towards the discussion of our targeted audience. So first, we need to understand that, our general public is also divided into multiple different groups, like the active public, which is pretty active in going through the different communication campaigns that are run in the that are run by the organizations, and they participate in it, and then they actually, if there is an offer that has been declared, they go to those showrooms and find out what is the offer, whether it is good or not. And that is actually the public which is mostly uh, getting converted, and their decisions are getting converted in the favor of the brand. So, to create a non-public into a latent public, you know, the latent public is the one which is not even having an awareness of the brand, neither are they willing to make any purchase decision, but you still keep them in your record so that you can advertise to them and convert them into maybe an aware public, or maybe sometimes they go into an apathetic public and you convert the apathetic public into aware public. Once the public is aware of your communication campaign and they know that yes, this is being offered by that particular brand, then they get converted into the active public, right? So these are the types of public in which we divide your general um, public into. So if we talk about the key characteristics, you have to look at each public in reference to the situation in which you are running your ad campaign, or in reference to the organization which is trying to promote its products, what kind of products are getting promoted, what are the prices that the products have, and whether those prices will be acceptable by the public or not. If it is a new idea that you have developed and you are trying to communicate that, you have to be aware whether your public is going to accept that idea or not, whether it is a very cosmo kind of the public, or whether it is a very conservative type of a public. So these are different characteristics that you have to keep in mind while you are actually making the promotion decisions, right? As far as your organization is concerned, your each key public's relationship with the organization or with the brand that you are trying to promote, that matters a lot. Why does it matter? Because the kind of relationship that the general public is having with your organization, whether your organization carries a goodwill amongst the general public or not, whether the brand is trusted or accepted or not, or whether it is just thought that this brand is not good enough. So that kind of relationship will actually decide, you know, what kind of impact your organization is having on the society, or maybe the general public where the which belongs to that society. And that is uh, you know dependent upon the kind of visibility and reputation that your organization has with the public. If your organization is well reputed, then obviously, your chances of getting accepted in the general public increase a lot. Chances of your communication message getting accepted and running successfully increase a lot. So your visibility and reputation and the goodwill that you carry would be actually the deciding factor as to how much your organization is going to make an impact on the public. So your organization is also supposed to be you know acceptable, reputed, and carrying a goodwill, which is one of the important factors in deciding as to how much of impact your organization or that brand is going to make on the targeted audience, and how successful your communication campaign is going to be. So let us move ahead and discuss a few more points that I wanted to discuss in today's session. Now, the next part that I want to discuss is, analyzing your public. So, what is meant by analyzing your public is that you need to decide as to what is the nature of your public, what kind of consumer behavior exists amongst your public. And as I've already discussed with you in the last session also, that all these things will depend upon the kind of maybe knowledge that your general public has, or the kind of experiences your targeted audiences carry. Because the type of experience that your target audience would carry will decide whether they are going to be accepting your product or your brand or not, whether they are going to accept the idea that you are going to promote as a part of your communication message. So if we want to actually analyze the key characteristics of your uh, public, you have to keep in mind, a few very important factors, and those factors are displayed right in front of your screen. You have to actually answer these questions before deciding upon or analyzing your key characteristics of the public. Like, for example, what does this key public know about the issue that is being promoted through your communication message? Say, there are multiple campaigns which are run keeping in mind some kind of key societal issues. So whether the public to which your message is being promoted, whether that public is even aware of that issue or not, whether the public is aware of that situation or not, that is supposed to be your first question that you should ask. And once you have responded to this answer, you will be aware of the awareness level of your public about any issue that is being discussed. So your Awareness factor will be covered here, and you will be knowing as to how much awareness your public carries, and according to that you will be actually designing your communication message. The next question that you should ask is, what does this public think about the issue? Say, okay, you are aware of global warming. Say one particular new car company has come up with an e-automobile, and they are promoting it as a very environmental friendly uh, product or an automobile. So they are telling you that first of all it is not using the non-renewable sources of energy like petrol and diesel, because it is going to run on on solar panels that are fixed onto it, or maybe the electronic batteries that are there, you just have to charge them. So whether the public is actually intellectual enough to understand what are the non-renewable resources, and the value of fuel, petrol and diesel, and whether your general public is aware that with this they are also going to save the environment, because obviously electronic vehicles are going to be pollution free, they are going to make the environment pollution free. So if you're promoting it as an environmentally friendly automobile, you need to understand whether your public is also aware of this, and how does it think about this issue that you are actually promoting through your communication message or the communication campaign that you are designing. The next question that you need to ask is, what does this public expect from the organization on this issue? Right? That okay, we are actually trying to promote an e-vehicle and we are saying that we are reducing global warming, but an automobile not only consumes the non-renewable resources like petrol and diesel, but other resources also, like there are tires which are very environment unfriendly, the other products which are environmentally hazardous and create pollution. So what is the general public's acceptance about your promotion of an automobile as an environmental friendly or a sustainable automobile? Whether the public is even concerned about sustainability or not, and whether they are accepting your brand to be sustainable or not, both the things. So you have to also address this question, that how does this public expect the organization to address this issue? Whether they are accepting your strategies or tactics that you are going to use, or they are not. And then comes your one more question that you can ask. Of course there could be multiple others which you can think of yourself, but here are a few that I have just displayed on the screen, so that you can it will just make you understand as to how you analyze the key characteristics of the public. So the last question that you can ask is, how free does this public see itself to act on this issue? Whether they are economy wise free to purchase an e-vehicle, whether they have that kind of purchasing power or not, whether they have time to actually think over this issue of global warming and environmental hazards that are being created by other automobiles. So how much free your public is about this. By free, I not only mean free time wise, but also how open minded your public is about it. Because the more open minded your public is going to be, the better it is going to be to run a communication message, and actually make the public realize what your organization is trying to communicate to them. So that is all about analyzing the public. We should move ahead now, and also discuss some key characteristics of analyzing the organization. You know, which means what is the relationship between the public and the organization. So again, you can actually analyze this public organization relationship by addressing some issues like whether the public actually knows the organization or not. How much does the public know about this organization? Whether the information that the public is carrying about the organization is accurate or not. Sometimes it happens that the public is having a very general kind of notion about the brand or the organization, and they that information that they have, because of which they do not carry a good image about the organization, that image might be false, or maybe incorrect, or have been just spread by some other competing brand to sabotage the image of the brand or the organization. So how accurate that information is with the customer, that also is supposed to be assessed. Then the third thing that you need to know is that what does this public think about your organization? What is the idea of the public about your organization? Whether they actually believe in you or not. But believing in you means that they actually believe that whatever actions you're taking or whatever messages that you're sending to them are truthful or not, are in the best benefits of the society or not. So once you've addressed through these questions, you also need to understand the loyalty level that the public has towards your organization, right? Which means that if a person has purchased your product, what is his level of loyalty going to be in future? Whether he is going to return to the same brand or not, or maybe going to use some other brand next time. So whether he is loyal, or whether the public is believing in switching over the brands one by one. So how much of loyalty to expect from your public, that also is a major issue to be addressed by the organization, right? And then comes your next step, in which you have to understand that how organized or ready for action on this issue is the public. Which means that okay, now I feel that the after analyzing my public, I feel that my public is actually aware of the issue that I'm addressing to my communication message, and they are pretty organized and they'll be ready for action once I actually air my communication messages. So while you are identifying the target audience, there are a few things that you need to address properly. And the first and the foremost in this case is, you know, identifying the target audience. By identifying the target audience, the first and the foremost thing that you need to do is to find out that whom are we actually sending the message to, or maybe whom are we actually going to talk to through our communication campaign. You have to be pretty aware of that fact. If your product is such that it suits the you know middle class of the Indian society, then are we actually interacting with that middle class, or are we just generally in a mass communication format sending our message to everybody? And while addressing this question that who we are talking to, we have to address a few more things, like what is his intellectual capabilities, how far he's aware of the issue, whether he's going to accept the product or not. And these types of questions should be asked while you are trying to actually identify the targeted audience. So whenever you are trying to identify your target audience, it basically includes assessing the audience's perceptions of the organization, product, and competitors. And sometimes competitors' corporate or product image is also supposed to be considered, right? So why do you need to consider all these things? Because the it also affects the decisions that are related to what, how, when, and where the message will be said or maybe broadcasted, as well as to whom it will be broadcasted. So, whenever you are trying to identify your target audience, again, you have to be aware of a few characteristics of those targeted audience, like, who exactly are the consumers, who are going to be most likely to become the users of the brand, what these consumers actually like amongst the brand, and where are they located, then how can they be reached more efficiently with the communications tools that the organization can use or is willing to use. And lastly, you should also be aware of the fact that when is the best time in the consumer's life or daytime to apply the tools that you want to apply to send out the communication message to. So your target audience will be determined on the basis of how many hours one is watching the TV, whether they have a child who is above 12 years old, because these type of kids are the ones who interfere in the who not only make the target audiences aware of some products, but they are also the ones who are sometimes playing a decisive role in the purchase of any product. Then what is your salary of your target audience, how much of income they are making, what kind of jobs they do, are there any women in that particular target, whether they are of an age group 25 to 45 or what is it. So all these things have to be kept in mind while you are actually deciding upon your targeted audience. So, as far as your target audience are concerned, you can classify them into different classes based on the age group that they belong to and who really takes care of them and who is the one who's making decisions, in the target audience, right? Sometimes it happens that the target is actually a child of the age group 0 to 5. So you have to now know that who actually takes care of the baby, who's the one who's making the purchase decisions for the baby, and what kind of awareness that person is having who's taking care of the baby. So all these things are supposed to be considered while you are actually deciding upon your targeted audience. Then now we reach towards the target marketing process. Now this is something very important, so please understand it. Whenever you are trying to target your market, the first and the foremost step is to identify the markets with unfulfilled needs, right? That this is a particular segment where the need is still unfulfilled, and we are going to be the ones who will bridge this gap of the unfulfilled needs. The next step is to determine the market of the product or the brand, then select the market, and lastly, you know, promoting your product or sending out your communication message or maybe running a communication campaign through different marketing strategies. So this as a whole is the target marketing process. And with this, we have almost come to an end of today's discussion. I really hope that the session was thoroughly informative for all of you. And if you have any kind of queries regarding the target markets or target marketing process, then please um, send me the messages in the message boxes. I would be really happy to answer to your queries. Meanwhile, that is all for today's session, and I am highly thankful to you for attending these sessions of advertising management. This is Dr. Swati Mishra from International School of Business Management at Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur, signing off. Thank you so much for joining this session. Bye bye. Have a nice day.